Welcome online, guys. TomoGotchi here, and this is part 3 of my showcase. Can't believe I used to draw in pen. Anyway, next up we have, oh yes, Wacky Races. This is another one where I got a little greedy because I drew the anthill mob because it's my favourite, and then I just added car after car, and I was like, eventually it was like, you know what, just put all of them there. And yeah, I kind of cheated a little because he's there and it's only half of his car. This one was fun to do, really, but after I was finished, I got everyone on there, and then it's like, oh well, I've got all this negative space here, and as you can already see, I've got a few things to say about the reboot, and well, not that much. I didn't like it. So yeah, it kind of evolved into a little commentary about how the reboot can never replace the original. And then I added a trophy, and then I added Dick Dastardly just to fill in more room. This side to Merseyside, because they would do that actually. They had a lot of puns like Mishmash, Missouri, Seesaw to Arkansas. So I was like, you know what, make fun of my own home, you know? Oh yeah, this car right here is actually... If you go online, there's an advert for a car, and they basically set it up like it's racing the Wacky Races. And I'm like, you know what? That advert is way more accurate to this TV show than this reboot is. So I added it. It actually looks kind of squashed when you look at what the car's based on. But yeah, that advert's really cool, man. Check it out. But anyway, yeah. I got greedy and I drew basically everyone, and then it was like, so many of these cars are squashed. Now that I look at it, like this, the Creepy Coupe is basically touching bumpers with the Buzz Wagon, and he's a little too dangerously close there, and he's kind of small in comparison to Luke here. So yeah, it's another sizing issue, but you know what, I enjoyed this one. This one was fun to draw. Oh yes, more Insectors fan art. That's Wasabi, and that's like the boiler. That's the main part of it. Why do I take the text out? I guess it's because I wanted to focus more on the drawing. Not bad for a first try. My only hope is that Photoshop can make this smoother and more bold, along with more detail to the armor. Ah, right. Years later, I don't have Photoshop. Right, okay. Oh, yes. You know what? I'll show this one. Okay, yes. This one. Another one where I got greedy. Now that so many of my drawings are like this. I draw like one, and with this one I just drew Rebecca and Jaden and Odd Ones Out, and it's like, you know what? These are my favorite YouTubers, draw them. And then I got greedy, and then I added everybody else. Yes. Everybody else. And it's not even all of them. I mean, again, I got really, really greedy with this one. But it's like, add as many of my favourite YouTubers as possible in one cohesive picture. And even then, I feel like some of them are a little bit odd looking. But yeah, these are my favourite YouTubers. I've already mentioned the top 3 here in the centre. But I'm sure many of you will be able to figure out who's who. And if you don't, well, hey, turn this into a bingo card and be like, who's this guy and who's that guy and who's this person. But yeah, it eventually evolved because I just wanted to do animators. But I'm like, you know what? I like YouTube. I watch more YouTube than TV, to be perfectly honest. So just make it about YouTube in general. And that's that little meme. I didn't even know what that meme was. It's just something that kept showing up on my YouTube. It's like, you know what? I'm going to draw this like little dinosaur. I have no idea what it's from, and I'm sure many of you are going to say in the comments what it is. But anyway, yeah, I'm sure many of you will be able to recognize these people. But I'm going to do a little audience participation here, okay? How many of you know who this is? Right here, this guy in the corner. I'll give you a hint. I drew him in there because, fun fact, He is the first YouTube video that I ever watched in my life. The first. I mean, Gary Brolsma's Numa Numa technically was on Newgrounds first and I watched it there, but YouTube wise, this guy was my first YouTube. I have not met a person who, because I've showed this to many people and they're like, who is that? I don't know who that is. I'll give you some hints. First YouTube I ever watched. First YouTube video I ever watched, I should say. Came out in 2005. It's a character. Some people have put it out. Don't know what this is. This is basically a scarf. I think he did other videos, but there's one video in particular, and it's of him dancing. I am really dead curious to see how many people in the comments actually get it right, and you probably won't. Yeah, but yeah, I could have had so many more to this, but you know, these are my top favorite YouTubers, and it's not even all of them, because I suppose I could have had something there. Anyway, yes. I'm just pausing just so you could get a good glimpse. But yeah, these guys are great. Always great. Oh yeah, this is A Drive, and again, I'll leave a notice, because this is actually a big spoiler to something that happens during his Nuzlocke. The nightmare has begun. Oddly enough, this Mew is actually named something different. What happened was, I was actually on A Drive's stream when he caught this Pokemon in particular, and the moment he did, I like immediately got to work. Like even during the stream, even when he was trying to capture it, it's like, okay, I'm gonna draw this Pokemon immediately, and then it'll be out today, and then yeah, because Machamp here looks really, really odd. It looks like a frog with stupid looking arms. Hang on a minute, because is that how the thumbs are supposed to work? Yes, they are. That would have been embarrassing, but anyway. Yeah, Machamp looks kind of goofy. I rushed this, okay? I admit to that. I kind of rushed this a little bit, but it still turned out good, and he still featured it on his YouTube, so that was awesome. That was awesome of him. And again, this is more spoilers, partly because it showcases all of the Pokemon that he used for this Extreme Randomizer Shiny Lock, and I actually made a specific request. What happened was, he was getting very close to the end of his playthrough, so I asked him nicely, it's like, is this the last Pokemon that you're ever going to catch? Is there anything more? And he said no, so I just wanted to make this as a collage of all the Pokemon that he caught on his travels, and considering that I've left a spoiler warning on this video, I can finally say, this is not Porygon here. The thing is, this Extreme Randomizer Nuzlocke was made using a hack version of Pokemon Y, and in it, all of the Pokemon are coloured, not all of them, but some of the Pokemon are coloured differently. So there's a black Mew. This Mothim is actually rainbow coloured in the Nuzlocke. You can actually change the Rotom to look like Porygon. So, because obviously Rotom has Rotom Wash, Rotom Fan, Rotom Heat, etc. But somebody reskinned a Porygon, so it's like a second option for Rotom, and he just rolled with it. So that's why his eye is like different. It's like the little Rotom eye. I'm actually forgetting what he caught. Actually, Fiona, I think, was, because it was a green Machamp. Who were these named? I'm forgetting now. But yeah, this one isn't too bad. My only complaint is I feel like this arm here is a little too short compared to this arm. I guess you could say it's a little going back, like into his back a little bit, but even then I'm like, But he still loved it, and he featured it at the end of his Nuzlocke series, and I definitely recommend that you check it out, because he's a funny guy and I still appreciate him. So A Drive, if you're listening, love you, man. Keep up keep up the good work. And if you need any more fan art, let me know, because I'll be happy to do it. That's the same as before. That's the same as before. That's the same as before. Hang on a minute. Did I talk about this one? I don't remember if I did. But you know what? Just in case. Yeah, it's Christopher Sabat with All Might. Because, yeah. I wish I'd... Actually, I think I kind of started this on my trip to New York and didn't finish it. Because I did meet him at New York. But, yeah, I didn't finish it in time. But I did finish it eventually, and it's not that bad. Oh, yes! Okay, so this is a character... Oh, what was... I think it was for Devoid City. And it's basically... He's dressed in, like, American football armor. But his gimmick was... He throws electric bolts. So he's kind of like... He's kind of like a pusher. And like anything, he can like tackle things, and then he like gives people electric shock or something like that. It's got like the Tengu feet for some reason. I actually might be using this in a future project. I don't know, but it's not a bad design. And I think, actually, now that I think about it, I think my friend Rachel kind of added certain little designs to this to finalize it, but it's like, okay. But yeah, not a bad picture. Boris is his name. Okay. At least I'm using pencil, right? Bulkhead from Transformers Animated. I got the proportions all wrong, to be perfectly honest. Sorry, it doesn't look too bad, but it's kind of childish. I think what happened was I was basically using my toy as a reference, because I've got like the Bulkhead toy, and he's a little bulky. Well, he's Bulkhead doy. I think what kills it for me is just using the coloured pencils. It really does look like a child drew it, and I was like, what was it? Hang on. Transformers Animated came out in 2010, so I think I was about 23, something like that, when I made this. Actually, hang on. Oh, last modified that time. Okay. Oh yes. Oh yes. Okay. You know what? I'll talk about this just for lols. So this series that you're seeing right now is actually supposed to be a draw series. I actually just want to record myself drawing, so I just threw this together because it's like, I need this grip it'll grip my phone, and then it'll record my hands doing things. And like, does this exist? So it's a very rough drawing. It's not supposed to be artistic. And I actually got something better than that, so I actually don't have this picture anymore, because it's like, make it immediately, upload it, and ask people if this is a thing. And it is. So I got a grip, and I'll be making more videos with it. So actually, I can't show you that because that's... Well, I did show that. I'm actually contemplating now. You know what? It's for a project. Yeah, so these are basically some individual clove ideas. And it's like, I want to make a main character, and I just drew this. I actually drew it once and then traced over it like 5 times, so I could get these ideas for cloves and get people's feedback on what they like most. And you know what? I might as well say it. People chose number 2. They liked the design of number 2. And they also said that they like the shoes in number 1, so move the shoes to there. And that's what the main character is going to wear for the majority of this project that I'm making. So, yeah. I actually went for several different designs. This one's actually based on Sunset Shimmer from My Little Pony. I think it's not the 3rd movie. The movie where she's in the Everfree Forest. Like that one, and Sunset Shimmer's wearing it. Can't remember. You know what? I'll just put it up here. That's what it's based on. So everything else is like, get some basic ideas, see what clicks. And people like number 2 more than they did the others, so that's the one I'm rolling with. Christmas picture! And there's me in the middle with all of my Pokemon friends. And a train, because why not? Christmas with TomoGotchi. Merry Christmas, everyone! And I'm wearing a stupid jumper that I don't even own. But yeah, Terra the Jigglypuff, Starling, and Tinkerbell. This is Barney, the Cradily, who actually took to a tournament, online tournament. I forgot what it was, but he actually did well, to be honest. He actually exceeded all of my expectations, so I'm really glad he held his own, basically. So I was like, you know what, he's one of my favorites now, so put him in it. Megalopony. What did I call her? I think I called her Cuddles. I'll have to look at my Pokemon game. You know what? I've got my DS out. You know what? I'm getting my DS out for this. Yes. So anyway. So yeah, all of my favourite Pokemon. And Harless the Smoochum. Oh yes. Okay, there's a few Easter eggs in here. Everyone gets like a selection box every year. I don't know if it's an American thing, but it's definitely a British thing where it's like, give people selection boxes. And they're like these boxes that have like different chocolates in it, and they're all Christmas themed, so it's like it's a perfect Christmas gift if you want to be cheap but also meaningful. And everybody likes chocolate except for me, because I actually don't like chocolate. And this is an what's it called again? I'm forgetting what it's called. It's the gun from Christmas Story, wrapped up in a little bow. Careful, Hollis, you'll shoot your eye out. Anyway, there's Santa in the background. I think there's supposed to be Stantlers in the background. It's not all of them. Yeah, simple Christmas picture because it was Christmas and I was feeling a little festive. I actually don't remember what I based this train on. I know I based it on a real prototype. I just can't remember what it was. Anyway, I've got Pokemon up now, so let's have a look. There's only one place I'd keep it, so this won't take long. Yeah, Cuddles. Yeah, Lopunny is called Cuddles with a Z. In fact, whilst I'm here, yeah, Barney. Yeah, it's Cuddles with a Z. And it's in a Dream Ball because I'm a Pokeball nut. I'm a bank baller. Anyway, that done. Oh yes, there's actually a lot of these that I made. Super Rescue. Yeah, that's from Thomas the Tank Engine. These are basically characters I made of that are based on particular diesel classes that I liked. So here's a Class 08. This character here, I can't remember what it's based on, but I'll throw a picture of it. It's definitely recognizable because it's got like the drives in the middle, but it's just like small little ideas. It was called City Engines and it was based on diesel traction, so I just made little characters for that. This is basically Spam Cam from Thomas the Tank Engine. So Tyson, there's Bill from Thomas. I think I called her Rebecca. And yeah, Terry and Co. Industry Oil. Some other like little diesel characters. Oh yeah, and I wrote these at the back of like a delightful section of seasonal music. Yeah, I wrote these on like scrap paper. Like people were basically getting rid of them, and I'm like, you know what, I can reuse them. And again, I drew in pen. Why did I draw in pen? I hate pen. This one's a nice one though. It's like a little dockyard area, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, pen. I hate pen. This is actually a Class 20, and this is a Class 37, and that is a Class 40, I think. And this one is based on a Hudswell Clark class. This character here I actually got wrong. And again, it highlights why I hate pens so much nowadays. Because if I make mistakes like this, I can't go back and I hate it. Oh yeah, Cedric the Crane. That's very nice to hear, Cedric. I tell you, I don't know why people are shunning Scrubs, but it's really funny and I like it. You've no idea. Okay. There's Gordon. And this duck, which I ruined. And again, pen! I hate pen! This is why I hate pen, man! Right, okay, this is a big one. And if you remember my Truth About Botting video, this is basically that same MMO. Right, this deserves an explanation. So, at the beginning of the game, you can go to an area that's called Western Village. And the way it works is if you kill a certain amount of Digmon, boss Digmon show up and they guarantee that they will drop MC2. Okay? So, these are like bosses and there's a very particular area that you can visit them in. And it was a very controversial area because it's like so many people were using it. There was all of these rules where it's like if you touch it, then you're a thief. And there's all this back and forth. I grinded, so I deserve this, or even if I grinded for it, it's like you don't deserve it. Like so many. It's like, oh my god, thief, go away. That's how it was. I mean, this is very exaggerated. It's like the meme face. But yeah, that's basically what I drew this about. Did I draw this in pen? Did I seriously draw this one in pen? I'm just looking at it now. It's like, hang on. You know what? I'm zooming in. Oh, it's pen. It's pencil. Oh, it's pencil. I hate pen so much. But yeah, I basically made this picture to kind of like poke fun at the whole mess. Funny enough, Mamimon was actually not in the game at the time that I made this, but now he is, so it's a little funny little thing. And especially nowadays where you can... Especially nowadays that they drop the whole you can't claim if you're over-leveled thing, so it's like no matter what level you are, you can grind anywhere. Which I think is ridiculous for another reason. But yeah, Digimon Masters Online fan art. That also pokes fun at the toxic community, but anyway. Oh yes, my friend is really big on Dominion, and I drew this as like a little joke. Oh wait, you know what? I remember now. So he collects like the extra editions of Dominion, and you can tell that some cards are done by different artists, and like some of them are just so stupid looking. So I thought, you know what, I make my own. So yeah, the dick. Each other player gains a curse. Cannot use moat to negate this. Action. And there's my name hidden by this person's thumb. Teehee. Rio Grande. It's actually not that bad. And there's my other friend like talking to someone else who's like doing like this wool thing that she was doing. I just thought it'd be funny. So yeah, I drew this. And funny enough, this is actually from the perspective. I drew this. I was actually sitting in this area here. So I was looking ahead to this table. So all these little details that you see here is exactly what I was seeing, and I was just copying it. And of course, there's a little Easter eggs here and there. There's a port with Cranky the Crane from Thomas. There's Moat. There's all like the little cards. there's a spy from TF2. But yeah, this one was a nice one. It was a nice little sit back, relax, and do something kind of. Yes. Honestly, I need to draw something else. I need to draw something else as a follow up to this. This was in response to the release of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon coming to 3DS. And the big thing about it was, I don't like to buy new consoles. So it's like, as soon as this was announced, it's like, coming to the 3DS, I don't have to buy a Nintendo Switch! So this was made just to poke fun of that. This is actually the face from the first Harry Potter and Skyrim video, which I thought would be a funny little expression. I was like, I don't have to buy a Nintendo Switch! And I need to make a follow-up to this one, to be honest, because Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu is on the Switch, so I have to buy a Switch. So yeah, this is outdated. Seriously, this is on my to-do list. I need to make a follow-up. And there's Tara like, huh? And yeah, Pidgeys, Weedles and Rattatas. Because when I'm on Pokemon Go, that's the only thing that shows up in my neighborhood. Anyway, that's the original Dora. This one I haven't shown. Yeah, her boyfriend died. And she got this letter. And like, and she's like upset. And a lot happens after this. In fact, I think it shows the next one. So her boyfriend's dead. Yeah, so when I made this one, in between when I made this one and this one, a lot happens. So, for example, she's missing an eye, and that's for a reason. But yeah, Dora can talk to rats. But she basically joined a cult in the hopes of bringing her boyfriend back from the dead, but that didn't happen. So a lot has happened in between pictures. But this one I drew because I had to, because it's like she could talk to rats, and the rats are basically dicks. This one's cute, and it's such a shift change from this to this, because there's actually a very serious moment where she's like contemplating to join this cult. I didn't draw that though, so, and I think that's the last one. Yeah, I've shown that one. Yeah, I'm basically going over what I've shown you these ones. Hang on, let me check. Am I over? It's grade under. Okay, so that's basically it. That's basically TomoGotchi Draws the Showcase episodes. And I actually didn't show quite everything, and I would like to show a few more, but here's the thing. Some of them actually have episodes where I basically draw them live, and in between making this episode and the last episode, I actually managed to salvage a little bit of footage, so that's what you're going to see next week. But basically, and I know this has been bare bones, I've had other priorities, and there's one more picture that I have yet to show you, but I think it deserves its own episode because of its significance. Other than that, though, this is basically the showcase of all of my previous work. And I know some of them aren't that great. Some of them I drew in college, and even the stuff that I draw now, I've improved since. Like last year and stuff like that. But yes, that's basically it. So you will be seeing a lot more from me, and I'm going to try my best to produce better content than this. This is basically a bare bones, I'm going to show you this kind of video. And I want to do so much more than that. This is actually not the content that I was promising back in my look back video. But that's basically it. That concludes our showcase. So I seriously hope you've enjoyed this. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this, guys. There will be actual drawing videos next week. I've had other priorities, and this is a basic thing that I wanted to make. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. But for now, this is TomoGotchi signing off. Click, click, and keep drawing, guys. It's awesome. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click, click, click. TomoGotchi.